As you can see, we've been uploading a lot of content lately, and I still plan on bringing lots of new content to this channel weekly. Having a lot of fun with it, and I think that it's going to help a lot of people. So today I just kind of wanted to hang out with you guys and just kind of talk about some things that I think that might help people might find useful, because I still see a lot of people getting confused and just making mistakes when it comes to their training and nutrition efforts. I got the Bang Energy Black Cherry Vanilla here. It's probably my favorite flavor. I was lucky enough to find the US version, so there's 300 milligrams of caffeine in these. Yay. So yeah, there's lots of things I'm seeing that people are still getting confused about and getting wrong when it comes to their training and nutrition efforts. The big one I see is people just they're not making their reps and their sets as effective as they could be. So when I go to other gyms and I watch stuff on Instagram, I can tell right away that people aren't training with enough intensity and focus when they're performing their repetitions and their sets. If you're trying to maximize your results and progress, especially when it comes to muscle growth, everything needs to be specific and deliberate. So what I want to talk about is what I call stimulating repetitions, okay? Stimulating repetitions are the repetitions that are closest in proximity to absolute muscular failure on any given set, okay? So if you're doing a barbell curl and you've chosen a weight that you can only perform 10 repetitions with, the most effective repetition for stimulating an adaptation is going to be the 10th repetition, the last possible repetition. But I see lots of people not carrying their sets out close enough to that last repetition to really get a benefit from the set they're doing. So, I mean, it's common sense. Think about it, like logically, right? So what do you think is going to stimulate the most muscle growth? Which repetition do you think is the most important? The first one, where it's really easy and it goes up like no problem, or that last one where it's really hard and you have to recruit and you have to squeeze and you have to fight for it? It's that last repetition, guys. That last repetition is the most beneficial. Now, I believe that reps 8 and 9 are pretty stimulating as well. I still think you'll get some benefit from that, but I see people not even getting close to that level of intensity, and I think it's really holding them back in terms of the progress they could be making. So yeah, I would say perform less sets, but make sure that they're all specific and deliberate, and you're carrying them out as close to muscular failure as possible, okay? So that's one of the things I see that people I think are still getting a little confused about. It's not about how many sets and reps you do in a workout, it's about quality over quantity and really making those reps count. One of my favorite ways to accumulate stimulating reps is through rest pause training. So any of my videos and any of my programs I give out, they typically involve rest pause sets. And the reason for that is, we'll take that same barbell curl. If I go all the way through 1 through 10, maybe that 8th, 9th, and 10th rep of that first round are stimulating reps that are gonna really stimulate an adaptation for muscle growth. Then I might rest 20 seconds, I pick the weight back up, and then I'll go again. And I might accumulate another 2 or 3 stimulating reps in that process. And then that's it. I'm done for that exercise. That's it. I've accumulated more stimulating reps in one rest pause set than most people at the gym are doing 3 to 5 sets and not taking their repetitions to muscular failure. So I hope that helps, guys. If you have any questions on that, feel free to message me. And we offer online programs and consultations, and I'd be happy just to help. Yeah, and then actually this one's kind of funny. It applies to basically everyone. And I think a lot of people are always wondering, like, what's the best product or strategy for fat loss? And I say fat loss because when people say weight loss, typically you want to lose fat and not muscle. So the best product, in my opinion, for fat loss is simply a food scale, guys. You'd be surprised how many people are overeating and don't realize it. When you put like 15 grams of nuts, almonds, or cashews, whatever, on a food scale, you realize just how small the amount of nuts is that makes up 15 grams. And then you realize how much you've been overeating for the course of your entire life. It was funny because just my girlfriend the other day, she just said to me, she says to me, 100 grams of blueberries isn't that much. And I had to laugh, and I was like, yeah, I know. It's really not that much. So get yourself a food scale. Weigh your food, guys. Weighing your food is how you're going to lose body fat, build muscle, and get towards your goals as quickly as possible and as efficiently as possible. So I can't recommend getting a food scale enough. And honestly, in my opinion, if you're not using one, you're just not doing everything in your power to optimize your progress. The last thing I think for today I want to touch on is the glutes. The glutes is kind of like this big craze now where everybody wants to build their bum, and I see all these new glute exercises coming out that didn't exist before, but now because it's such a sexy flavor of the month thing, glute training has kind of like taken off. I know for a fact that there's some YouTubers and trainers that have built their business and reputation just off of training the glutes. That's how popular this is right now. But guys, at the end of the day, when it comes to glute training, I just have some notes here. I think that it really comes down to heavy compound movements, basically combining that with a calorie surplus and just bringing your body weight up slowly over time. I'm going to elaborate on some of that, okay? So what do I mean by heavy compound movements? I mean, stop with the fluffy, sexy flavor of the month exercises like, the glute bands, the hip thrusts, all these fancy things, that leg where you see people on the friggin' the chin dip machine and they're pushing down with their foot. Stop all that nonsense, guys. Do some deadlifts, do some squats, do some leg press, and do some lunges. These exercises have been around forever and have stood the test of time, and they are going to give you the best glute and lower body development possible. I promise you, okay? You can sprinkle in some fluffy and fun stuff here and there, maybe at the end of your workout or to warm up a little bit, but I would not base my glute program around those exercises. I would stick to heavy, basic compound movements and just get as strong as possible in those movements. Another thing you could do is if you want to hit them twice over the week is you could have some glutes and hamstring work on your leg day, right? Where you might put in like a Romanian deadlift or reverse hyperextension or something like that. And then on your back day, you could incorporate some deadlifts would be a good thing to incorporate, and just some work like that. So that way you're kind of hitting it twice over the course of a training week. And that's going to allow for maximum intensity on each of those exercises and maximum recovery. If you try to fit in lunges, deadlifts, RDLs, squats, and leg press all on one workout, I can promise you that a couple of those exercises aren't going to be performed as intense and effective as you need for optimal results. So spread them out over the week. Have one, glute heavy exercise like a RDL on the leg day, and then have a really heavy compound movement like a deadlift on your pull day where you're training your back and all those muscles. I hope that helps. And then, guys, you just got to be in a calorie surplus. There's no secret here. There's no special way to build the glutes. You need to be in a calorie surplus. I see lots of women in particular trying to do contradictory things. They're trying to stay lean and keep their stomachs tight, but they're also simultaneously trying to build their glutes. Guys, it's just not possible, okay? You're talking about the biggest, most powerful, most demanding exercise on your body is all those exercises that train your glutes, the deadlifts, the squats. You need to eat, you need to rest, you need to recover if you want those muscles to grow, okay? I actually kind of found this out by accident. So I was doing a push-up in weight, and I got up to a point where I was doing 405-pound barbell squats all the way ass to grass to the ground. I was only getting maybe 2 or 3 reps, but my body weight went up to like 260 pounds, and my ass grew so big. I had a hard time fitting into pants because of how big my glutes got from full range paused barbell squats, okay? So, and I was only training them once a week on my leg day. I wasn't even doing deadlifts on my back day at the time. So just from doing squats alone, I promise you, I built my glutes and my butt faster than most people ever will, just by bringing up my calories slowly, pushing my body weight up 20, 30 pounds over a few months, and getting really, really strong in that barbell squat movement, okay? Another thing too is if you look at women who are muscular and they have big muscular glutes and legs, these women, they weigh a lot more than you think they do. Hey folks, it's Connor Andrews from Notorious H.I.T. I wanted to reach out and personally thank you for watching today's video. It means a lot to me and I appreciate you. Nothing works unless you do. If you want to feel glorious, eat and train notorious. See you later.